It feels like I've been working towards this one exam for 18 years. Now that it's over, what's next? I used to see life as one big to-do list. Once we're done with one item, we can finally check it off and move on to the next. When I was 12, it was the PSLE, the first major exam facing students in Singapore. And when I was done with that, it became the yearly end-of-year exams in secondary school. Who knew it could be even more stressful than PSLE? But we had to deal with it all the same. Check, 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 and check. But then JC was upon us, and I found myself scrambling to face the biggest exam yet, the A-levels. 2 years flew by in a blink of an eye, and there I was. I graduated, took my A-levels, and collected my results. This begs the next question. What comes next? It's strange to be out of the rat race, even if it's just for 10 months. For the most part of my 18 years of existence, my life has been directed by the notion of receiving the best education I possibly can. This means putting my heart and soul into studying, learning, and experiencing everything I can. There's always the subconscious pressure to put more hours into studying, or at least spend my time productively. The unsettling feeling of time slipping by always creeps up on me, especially in JC where everything feels rushed and chaotic. So, when A-levels ended, I now have what young me has always wanted: freedom. Yet, for the first time, I have no idea what to do with it. With this big gap looming ahead, I frantically tried to fill it with different things. I wrote personal statements, completed admission assessments, went for interviews, and stressed about uni applications like a typical A-level graduate. At the same time, I scoured Telegram channels to find tutoring jobs, and was fortunate to find lovely students I enjoyed teaching. I also picked up old hobbies like reading, and even new ones like cubing. Of course, it wouldn't be a break if I hadn't met up with a couple of friends as well, which we hadn't been able to do amidst our hectic grind. Yet, even with all these activity, I still felt somewhat lost. There's nothing I'm working towards in particular, apart from trying to get into a good uni and spending my gap year well, whatever that means. But even the uni application process offers little assurance, given the insanely long wait that stretches to weeks or months. I felt like I was suspended on a tightrope of endless waiting, stuck in the limbo of this big transition in my life with no clear answers to where I'm heading. Perhaps I've been thinking about my gap year the wrong way. What if instead of going from one checkbox to the next, I simply delight in not having any? What if instead of filling it up with productive things, I simply let myself be unproductive for a while? And what if instead of scrambling to find something to do, I simply enjoy the passage of time? For the past 18 years, I've been holding on to the student identity that has been guiding my decision for how to spend my time. But now that it's gone, it's time for a change. It's time to take the helm as the steward of my time and take ownership of where I'm steering my life towards. It's liberating and scary at the same time to be at the steering wheel. While I'm busy charting my own course, I realize that I often try to optimize the future. There's always one more thing I need to do before I let myself enjoy the present, whether it's preparation for uni, work, or other bits of admin. But when will I enjoy the present if I'm always waiting for things to be sorted out? I'm slowly starting to realize that this is all I've got. The magical moment where all the stars align will always be out of reach. But instead of perpetually waiting for it to happen, I can choose to immerse myself wholeheartedly into this moment. Because the present is all I'll ever experience. say these 10 months changed my life completely, but it did give me more time and space to slow down, ponder, and explore. While I'm only a bit closer to figuring things out, I'm grateful to be surrounded by supportive people. Maybe life isn't just a big to-do list. It's a grand story we're writing, one word at a time. Now that I'm finally done with my JC chapter at Hwa Chong, I'm excited to start my uni chapter at Cambridge. I'm beyond grateful that I'll be writing the next chapter of my life at my dream university. And even though I have no idea what comes next, I'm excited to see where it takes me. After all, every experience is either a good time or a good story. And dear viewer, thank you for joining me on my journey.